Need some coins for that God Squad you've always wanted? Check out rockbottomcoins.com for your one-stop shop of buying or selling coins and solo grinding services. Use code Zirksee at checkout for 10% off your order.
The whole thing wobbin'.
What's going on, guys? It's Zirksee coming at you today with another YouTube video, and today I'm bringing you guys the best playoff heroes to go ahead and complete. Now, of course, if you guys go ahead and complete the solo challenges, you do get a lot of free elite players from that, as well as if you do the objective list. So I believe the solo challenges you get one, I want to say 84 to 93 per team. And then, of course, with the objective list, you also get another elite, but you get to choose 6 more players out of the 12 teams. So in total, you get 18 teams. And yes, if you guys want, you can literally choose, I think, like 6 of the same exact team. So if you want to go with literally just trying to complete one set, if you choose 6 of the same team, I'm not going to say you have the best chance of pulling all the players you need, but you will have a pretty good chance of at least pulling the highest overall player if you go with 6 of the same exact pack. So, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and get into these players and kind of rank them and how I feel about them and exactly which ones I think you guys should go after. And we're going to start off with Mitchell Schwartz. So up first is Mitchell Schwartz. Now, of course, this is powered up Lane Johnson. The price on these guys are honestly kind of all about the same, so it doesn't really matter the price. 92 strength, 96 awareness, 96 pass blocking, 97 pass block power. He also has 93 pass block footwork, or finesse, with a 92 run block, 92 run block power, and 92 run block finesse. So, obviously, if you powered him up, he'd have better strength, better awareness, better pass block, already has better pass block power. The run blocking stats would all be the same. The big difference between him and Lane Johnson, and why I would say Lane Johnson's probably better, is obviously the speed. He has 20 more speed. So to me, personally, I like Lane Johnson a little bit more. If you're going to go with the right tackle, I highly recommend Lane Johnson because they're both power-ups. Lane Johnson has that way better speed. So overall, when you're doing like a run to the right, a toss, a pull, Lane Johnson's going to be the better right tackle, especially when it comes to run game. So I personally like Lane Johnson a little bit better. And I take back what I said about all the prices being the same. It seems like all of the other playoff players are about the same price except for Mitchell Schwartz. So it must be people realize he's not that good. Next up, though, is Joey Bosa. Now, Bosa, obviously, a ton of people have him powered up, and I think he's a really, really good card. He's got 82 speed, 88 excel, 88 strength, 86 tackling, 93 playback, 85 block shed, 94 power move, 96 finesse move. The number one thing about this Joey Bosa is that his power move and finesse move are both really, really good. So he has both of those to be able to do. That is pretty big. You can get him to 99 finesse move, and honestly, I think you probably would be able to get him the 99 power move and 99 finesse move with the right chemistries. But compare him to Team of the Week Khalil Mack. Mack, in my opinion, does look like a lot better card. But again, Mack is way more expensive. You have to use a lot of training points to get him. So if you don't want to use the training points for Khalil Mack, Joey Bosa might just be the best pass rushing left end in the game, not named Khalil Mack. So if you want to pick up a stud pass rusher, Joey Bosa is pretty good. Next up is Tom Brady. Now, of course, we all know Brady is going to have crazy good throwing stats. He got 61 speed, 94 throw power, 97 short, 95 medium, 88 throw deep, 96 throw under pressure, 87 throw on the run, and a 96 play action. If you want a pocket passing quarterback, if that's your style, like, why would you not go with Tom Brady? Absolutely, you should pick up Tom Brady. Stats look absolutely insane when it comes to throwing. Personally, for me, I'm not a fan of, statue quarterbacks, people that can't move at all. So 61 speed, that you're not going to end up, scrambling. Even if it's like 3rd and 4, you're probably not going to be able to pick up a first down with Tom Brady with 61 speed. So personally, I'm not tempted by this card at all, even though the throwing stats look really, really good. And I mean, you put the right chems on him, you put go deep chem on him, and then you power him up as well. He would have 92 throw deep powered up and with go deep chemmed out, and you have 98 throw power to pair with 97 short, or 98 short it would be, and 96 medium with 97 throw under pressure, 97 play action. Pocket passing quarterbacks, probably the best in the game, but if you don't want a pocket passer, don't get Brady. I honestly would say this is an underrated pick, but I feel like at this point, everybody knows just how good Jabal Sheard's cards are. Take a look at him compared to Aaron Donald. This man has 82 speed, 88 excel. He's faster than Donald. He's not even powered up. He'd be even faster. The strength is really the only negative part about Sheard. Besides that, though, he has 93 tackling, 95 play rec, 95 block shed, with 95 finesse move. That's insane. That's literally like, in my opinion, this is the best right end in the game. 100%, if you want a right end, go with Sheard. Of course, I have Aaron Donald, and I'm waiting on him to get another power-up card, which I believe he will end up getting the Defensive Player of the Year, so he will get a pretty high overall card that I'll pick up with training points a week after its release. But my God, this Sheard is really, really, really good. So if you want to pick up a pass rusher, Sheard, or in general, if you want to pick up a good right end and you don't have someone like me with Aaron Donald who's powered up and costs you a lot of training points to get rid of, go with Sheard. Next up is Eddie Jackson, who just got a power-up today, and you guys see him compared to Sean Taylor. Now, if you powered up Eddie Jackson like my Sean Taylor's powered up, he would have the same speed, only 1 less excel, the same tackle, 5 better play rec, 3 less pursuit, but his man would be a 90, his zone would be a 94, and his hit power will be a 94. This is honestly like a really comparable card to Sean Taylor. 6 feet tall. He also has an 84 catching. He has a jumping of an 86, which isn't the best. And the block shit isn't as good as Sean Taylor, but 72 powered up is nothing to complain about. And a 91 stamina. I really like Eddie Jackson card. Also, he has 78 spec catch, so when it comes to, you know, getting those aggressive catch interceptions one-on-one, he has a pretty high chance of coming down with them. So, Eddie Jackson, I actually really like. If you don't have a really good free safety, Eddie Jackson is another really good pick. Next up is Dewayne Brown, and comparing him to my left tackle, again, I feel like Ogden is the better card. So if you're going to go with the left tackle, I recommend powering up Ogden. Obviously, you see his stats. I mean, he's got 97 pass block, 96 run block. You can power up Dewayne Brown now, but even powered up, his stats really don't compare. Speed-wise, he does have, you know, he would have 10 more speed, which is kind of big, and then agility be better as well. But the difference between Lane Johnson and Mitchell Schwartz is that it's 20 speed, not just 10. And, of course, Ogden completely blows him out of the water with basically all of his stats, where Mitchell Schwartz and Lane Johnson were kind of similar. So, Ogden, in my opinion, way better than Dewayne Brown. Not really that interested in this card. Next up, we have Brandon Cooks, and honestly, I'm not really that excited for this card. I mean, you compare him to someone even like Tyreek Hill. Obviously, Cooks is a speedster. Tyreek Hill has 96 speed, so he's faster. 87 jump for Brandon Cooks, which isn't as high as Tyreek Hill. Catching is a little bit better. Catching traffic, spec catch. Shorter running is the same. Deeper running is the same. He just beats him in medium route running. Acceleration goes to Tyreek Hill. After the catch, spin and juke. It might be better for Cooks. No, it's actually better for Tyreek Hill. So personally, I don't care for Cooks' card just because we have someone better named Tyreek Hill. So yeah, this is a pass for me. We also have Fletcher Cox, which I want to compare to Mean Joe Green. My current defensive tackle. He's got 80 speed, 87 acceleration with a 92 strength, and 96 tackling, 94 play rec, 91 block shed, and a 94 pounding. This is actually a really good card. The speed being better than Mean Joe, and the fact that his tackling is like way better. I just wish he had a little bit better block shedding, but I still really like this card, and I might myself even pick up this card. I've been thinking about it. I might pick up Fletcher Cox for the team. I have Mean Joe. I really like him, but it's just the fact that Mean Joe doesn't have an upgraded card yet, and I really want to see like a Super Bowl Mean Joe. If we get that, then be able to, you know, upgrade mine hopefully with a power-up card. Fletcher Cox, though, pretty solid if you need a fast. He can pass rush, and he can run stuff defensive tackles, so really a do-it-all DT. We also have DeAndre Hopkins, which, again, I have some really good receivers, but DeAndre Hopkins actually is still pretty solid. Comparing him to Amari Cooper, now let's say you powered up DeAndre Hopkins, you would have 1 less speed than Cooper, the jumping would be 4 better, catching would be 4 better, catching traffic would be 4 better, spec catch would be minus, which honestly I feel like his spec catch is kind of disrespectful. DeAndre Hopkins is insanely good with the one-handed catches. Short route running would be the same. Medium route running -3 and deep would be -5, but DeAndre Hopkins as well can run block. Acceleration is actually better than Amari Cooper. Run blocking is a 64, which is actually less than Cooper. Surprised there. Spin and juke, he can't spin. That's a really big negative for cards this year. If they can't spin, that makes them really bad. And 53 impact block. So DeAndre Hopkins, a pretty solid card. I wish his spec catch was a little bit higher. Besides that, I mean, like, catching traffic, you power would be 97. It's still a really good card, but in my opinion, there's just a lot of other receivers in the game right now that are a little bit faster, have better route running, spec catch, and of course, the spin move, the fact you can't really do much after the catch with DeAndre Hopkins, is a big negative. We also have CJ Mosley, which I gotta say this card looks pretty solid if you don't have some stud middle linebackers already. Deion Jones you can get with training points, which are going to be a lot cheaper to get with CJ Mosley. Mosley would have powered up, the same speed, 4 more excel, less strength, 4 more tackling, 1 better play rec, 1 less block shed. He would have 5 better hit power, and of course the same zone coverage, and he's just 1 inch taller. Acceleration, he does beat him by 3, which would be 4 powered up, and catching as well would be better. Jumping is actually a little bit better too. So the card's not bad in any way, shape, or form, but it's just, I feel like there's so many other middle linebackers out there right now, like Roquan Smith, who's faster, doesn't have as good excel, has way better block shed though. I personally feel like CJ Mosley's really good, but there's just a lot of other middle linebackers out there that are going to be a lot cheaper. We also have Marshawn Lattimore. Now, I had Lattimore powered up. I got rid of him because I didn't feel like I would ever get a new Lattimore card, or they would release one for a while. And of course, they dropped the playoff one right after that. But his card is actually really good. Compared to Pat Pete, I mean, if you powered him up, you'd have 1 more speed, 2 more excel. You'd have a little bit less agility, a little bit less jumping, better play rec, 2 less man, but you'd have better zone in the same exact press. Agility is not as good. Catching is not as good. Tackling would be 7 better. Jumping again, not as good. Block shed, though, is a little bit better at 53, and hit power as well is at a 68. So it's definitely a pretty solid card, but right now I feel like there's just so many other cornerbacks in the game. Champ Bailey, Deion Sanders, Patrick Peterson. Let me get a new Ramsey, EA. Let me get a new Ramsey. Marshawn Lattimore, though, still a pretty solid card. And then we also have Zach Martin, which honestly, there are like not a lot of good offensive linemen in the game, or I say right guards anyway. So Zach Martin is probably the best right guard in the game right now. He has 93 strength, 95 awareness, 94 pass block. He's got 93 run block. Speed-wise, he's got 70. He also has a 65 agility, and absolutely, I will be picking up this card for my team. Absolutely the best right guard in the game. 95 awareness. Definitely needs to be on a lot of teams. So if I had to rank these heroes, I would say Mitchell Schwartz is probably at the bottom of my list, just because honestly he's not that good. Dewayne Brown, there is some other left tackles in the game, but I'm probably going to put Cooks would be the second worst one. The third worst one that I would put would probably be Dewayne Brown, just because of the fact that honestly I feel like there's just a lot better cards. CJ Mosley, there's a ton of other middle linebackers in the game. If I were to name my best ones though, the cards that I would say you guys absolutely need to pick up: Jabal Sheard, insane right end. If you don't have a good free safety already, I would definitely be going with Eddie Jackson. Marshawn Lattimore, of course, is a very, very solid pickup for cornerbacks. I mean, if you don't have some stud corners. And then Zach Martin as well, definitely at the top of the list. So if I had to narrow it down to top 3 just based off the cards that I think are absolutely the best: number 1, Jabal Sheard. Number 2, I want to put Eddie, but just because I know there is Sean Taylor who compares really good, and honestly there's some other free safeties as well. Number 2, I'm going to go with Zach Martin, just because he is the best right guard in the game, I think by far. Number 3, I'm going to go with Eddie Jackson. So hope you guys did enjoy the video, and if you did, smack the like button, subscribe, and comment. Let me know down below how you guys rank these players and which ones you will be picking up. I hope you guys did enjoy. I'll see you guys next time.